Do you recognize that song? Well, even if you didn't, you probably didn't think it sounded that great. In fact, you probably thought it sounded pretty horrible. That's because the guitar's out of tune. I know that because I detuned the guitar before the video started. But I think anyone could probably tell that it's out of tune just by hearing it. But luckily, in this video today, we're going to learn how to tune the guitar. So let's get started. In order for the guitar to be in tune, each string has to be tuned to a certain pitch. If they're not tuned to those pitches, they don't ring harmoniously with each other and it just sounds bad. So those pitches are as follows: E, A, D, G, B, and E. You can remember those pitches with a very, very easy, funny sentence. Eddie ate dynamite. Goodbye, Eddie. Now, I didn't come up with that sentence, even though I wish I did because it's hilarious. But it will help you remember what the names of all the strings are. So, how do we tune the guitar? How do we change the pitch of each string? We have these things over on the headstock, the head of the guitar, this thing right here, called the tuners. That's great, because that's what we need to do. We need to tune the guitar, so we'll use the tuners. If we turn the tuner to the left, it's going to get sharper. If we turn, that's counterclockwise. And if we turn it to the right, clockwise, it's going to get flat. Now, those are just for the tuners on the top. The tuners on the bottom will work the opposite way. If we turn it clockwise to the right, it'll get sharper, even though I pointed down. And if we turn it counterclockwise to the left, it'll get flatter. Now, not all guitars have 3 tuners on each side of the head. Some guitars will have all 6 on one side. And if that's the case, if that's the type of guitar you have, you're going to turn them all the same way. And for this guitar, for instance, you're going to turn counterclockwise to make sharper and clockwise to make flat. In order for us to make sure that the strings are in tune, we'll need to have a guitar tuner. There's a couple different types of guitar tuners, but the one that I'm going to be using today has a microphone on it. What I'll do is I'll pluck the string, and the microphone will listen to the guitar and it will let me know if it's in tune or not. It does that by having a screen that will have an arrow pointing to the left or to the right, letting me know if it's flat or sharp. And when it's in tune, the arrow will point straight up and it will turn green, letting me know I can move on to the next string to check that tuning. Another type of tuner you can use would be a clip-on tuner that would just clip onto the headstock or another part of the body of the guitar, and it'll work exactly the same way. There'll be a screen on it, except it is different because it will feel the vibration of the string instead of hearing it. You can also download an app on your phone that'll work the same as this. Whichever one you use is fine. The end goal is to get the guitar in tune, and they'll all help you achieve that. To start off, let's tune the top string, the E string. When I pluck that, the tuner shows me that it's a little flat. I can tell because the arrow is pointing to the left. Since it's pointing to the left, we want to make it sharper. To do that, we'll go to the tuner, we'll turn it counterclockwise. I'm going to turn it really, really, really slow. I'm also going to keep plucking the string as I'm moving it. When the string is finally in tune, the tuner is going to turn green and the arrow will be pointing straight up. Now let's tune the A string. This is also flat because it's pointing to the left. So we'll go to the tuner for the A string. To do that, you can just kind of follow along the string if you need to and see which one it's wrapped around. We'll turn it really, really, really slow and make sure we keep plucking the string as we're turning the tuner. When it's in tune, pointing straight up, and it turns green. Now let's check out the D string. So the D string is sharp. We can tell that because it's pointing to the right. When the string is sharp, what we want to do is we want to tune down below the pitch to make it flat again. Then we're going to turn the tuner really, really slow until we get it back in tune. And it's pointed, the arrow's pointing straight up and it's green. You want to do that because when it's sharp, a lot of times we get some extra slack behind the nut. The nut is this part of the guitar that the strings rest on before they go to the tuners. If we have too much slack in here when you're playing, that can make the guitar go out of tune again, just because we have different tensions on each side of the string. We want to make sure that they're even. All right, let's check out the G string now. So our G string is flat. Since we're on the bottom here, we're gonna have to turn the opposite direction. So I want to turn this to the right now to make it sharper, clockwise. We want to keep plucking the string and turn really, really slow so we can get really accurate tuning. And it's in tune. Now let's check out the B string. B string's also flat, so we'll turn it clockwise to the right so that we get it in tune. Now the E string. The E string's sharp, so we'll go down below the note and then slowly raise it back up into the correct pitch. Let's just double check everything. And our guitar's in tune. Now that our guitar's in tune, we're ready to play some music. Make sure that you tune your guitar before you play all the time. The guitar is a pretty finicky instrument and a lot of different things can make it go out of tune. Like the weather, somebody just coming along and detuning it for you, dropping it. There's a lot of culprits for it. But just always check your tuning before you play. Just remember to do that. If you have any questions though, feel free to type them down in the comments below and check out my channel for more videos. Thanks for watching.